Hey, what's up guys? Ronin here. Early morning. What's up guys? Ronin here. Early morning. Heading over to the Shangri-La. Long story, but I'll be there for a week, so expect some videos from new viewpoint, because it's over by the river. Beautiful location, and there's a Chao Phraya is the big river in Bangkok, so I'll be on that. A lot of boats and things. It's an interesting place. So yeah, just today is a little bit of Ronin man vocabulary. You know, and the topic is don't be a three-incher. You know, three-incher, right? What's that? That's the word I made up. It basically means an insecure guy, right? So, you know, you can figure out what a three-incher is, right? You know, guy who's insecure, right? He's insecure. He doesn't think he's good enough. Doesn't think he's enough. Could be anything, right? Obviously, talking about penis, but it could be anything. It could be money, connections, could be skill. It could be, you know, something where the guy just doesn't feel like he's enough. And I think I've never heard this talked about in the way I'm going to talk about it. So a lot of guys, they kind of like can't think about this one. It's too much, you know. It's like girls are jealous, girls are insecure, you know, and then they never think about guys being insecure, themselves being insecure. And because it's like, what the fuck would you do about it? Like, what do you can't change physically who you are, right? And I'm going to talk about different angles and why it's so fucking important to face this one. So crucial to you as a man. And this is not platitudes like, oh yeah, you know, you're good enough, man. You know, some logical thing like, hey man, you know, blah blah blah, you know, average this or whatever the fuck, you know. It's just some stupid idea. It's not going to help you in real life. I want to tell some stories and kind of hopefully maybe help you to see this in yourself. We all got a bit of this, okay? We guys, we all have something that we're insecure about, and it ain't easy to talk about. It fucking ain't easy to deal with, you know. And I don't think there's anything in society that really helps us. This is my fucking favorite gym in the park here. I fucking love this place. You know, like there ain't a lot of stuff out there for guys about how to deal with this type of, let's face it, it's a fucking emotion, right? Guys even hate that idea, that word, right? By the way, I love this fucking bench press there with the tire trucks on it. That's so cool. I have to get a picture of take a lift in that one. But yeah, so okay, so I got this this name. I've talked about it before. I talked about it in, I think it was Unblackmailable, like how jealous guys can try to hurt you, right? You know, they can be insecure. They can if they see you doing well, they can try to take you down. But this one I really want to go in deep, like internally, how it affects you, how it's a part of you, and what you can do about it, how to deal with it with other people, insecurity in other guys, and just to fucking come clean about this, because this is a topic, I mean, nobody fucking talks about this. I'm serious, like nobody does. I don't know why, but it's a key thing, and to me it's something like, it's a kind of a big part of being a guy, because you know, we're competitive, right? Guys are competitive. We always want to succeed, right? You know, like if you look at traditional societies, I don't have to tell you, but there's always a thing about how to be a man, right? You know, there's the ceremony, or there's the thing where you're like learning how to be a man, how to. Some guys, they had to tie their penis to like a rope, a branch, jump out of a tree, you know, and then rip off the surf foreskin, you know, to show they were a man. Other guys had to kill a tiger or whatever, something like that. And I think guys have gone into that before. There's actually been reporters who've gone and done all these things. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to prove anything, to be honest. Unless it's something to prove to yourself. I think that's important. You know, I had a lot of things I had to prove to myself. That's for sure. You know, when I was growing up. But so to become a man, we're competitive, right? So naturally, if some other guy's better at us, better than, you know, us at something, it's like we get very nervous, you know. It's like, fuck, you know, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe, you know. And you know, even if the guy's funny, he's always making everybody laugh, right? And everybody gathers around him, and like he's the center of attention, you know. I've seen guys seriously jealous over this one. He's like just kind of like being gregarious or charismatic, you know. There's many different types of jealousy that guys have to deal with, you're gonna have to deal with, either because you feel it for some other guy, jealousy, or some other guy is jealous of you, right? You know, yeah, it's beautiful out here in the morning, man. I don't come out here enough, man, often enough. I got to come out here in the morning more often. The parks here are just awesome in the morning. A lot of life, as you can notice. Like the gym is full. Like it's early morning right now, and it's like hopping in here. A lot of people. But okay, so let's see here. So 3-incher. Let me think of a couple things. I mean, I remember one story. I was with this girl, and we were having sex, and she like pointed over at her oh cool, man, here's a lizard right in the middle of the fucking road. This is cool. You don't see this that often. Right here, there's a Asian monitor lizard. Let's go catch up to him. He's a carnivorous beast. Don't want him biting you, but he's looks like he's moving away from me, which is good. You see that guy? That guy's badass. Those claws, he can fucking climb a tree. They go up and sleep in the trees at night, and I think they even eat each other. You know, they eat other what's that called? They eat the same species, right? Cannibals. They're cannibals. Oh, here we go. Here's a cat hiding. Speaking of carnivores, how you doing there? Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, the cats here, man. They cleaned all the cats out of the park. The Thai government decided they needed to get rid of them recently, and then they got rid of all of them. And then everybody protested, right? I was pissed off about it too, because like some of my cats that come feed here, one of them I got a name for him, Tiger. I call, you know, I even have a name for him. And I come feed him, and like I was pissed off because like, what are they doing with these cats, right? Taking them out of the park. These cats are happy as hell here, you know, as you can see with that cat right there, you know. So now the government relented and brought them back. So it's the same cats too. It's funny, they hang out, they're very territorial. So that cat there, you're gonna always see him right there, or within a few, you know, 10 meters of that location, if he's out hunting or whatever. But he comes right back there. And then Tiger's over in the other part of the park. Ooh, there's a big fat one. Nice. Big fat lizard there. Look, see, he's looking at that bird, right? See that? It'd be cool if he goes and eats it right now. Oh, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. Yeah, can you see him? I don't know if you can see him that well in the light. Oh yeah, there you can see him. Oh, he's going for it. He's gonna, no. Maybe those birds don't taste good. Maybe I taste better. Yeah, it looks like he's not even gonna try to get that bird. I thought he was going for that bird. No, he's just walking around. All right, cool. Yeah, so either way, so this girl, right? So, and we were kind of in the middle of the action, and then she pointed at her like shelf, right? And she had a picture of this guy. I'm not gonna say his name. Famous NBA star, right? Really big guy, like a center, right? Huge guy, 7 foot something. And she said, oh yeah, when I was in the States, she said, you know, I basically, you know, fuck that guy. And she was a groupie for NBA guys. And so then she said to me as we're having sex, you know, she said, you know, oh, you know, she said, like we're busy in the middle, right? And she said, she points at him and she tells me that she had sex with him, right? And then she said to me, she said, you probably think yours is big, you know, like you probably think that, you know, like, oh man, you should see, you know, silly guy here. And so, you know, I never had this happen before, so I just kind of kept grinding away and doing what I was doing. I didn't like lose my focus, you know. And so then we just finished, you know, and everything. And then afterwards, I noticed like after that moment, she really like kind of fell in love with me after that moment. Like there was a kind of a moment there, you know. And then I looked back at it later and I realized that she had kind of used that as a way to kind of, like they call it a shit test, right? But it's like, this is a pretty hardcore shit test. But you know, she was basically like seeing if other guys who could kind of withstand, you know, because there's always going to be some guy bigger than you. There's always going to be some guy stronger than you. There's always going to be somebody smarter than you, from a better family and a better sense of humor, and have done more things. And younger, right? You know, like Jack LaMotta just died today. He's 95, right? That guy was an animal, Raging Bull, that movie. But he was 95, right? So he was kind of probably fighting against himself as he got older, you know? Like the old Jack, right? Why aren't you the old Jack, right? I'm sure his wife could henpeck him on that, you know? back when you were in your day, you know, you were the man, look at you now, you know. It's very easy to say this kind of shit. So you can be 3-inch against yourself, right? Especially if you're a madman when you're young. Someone can grind it into you. I've seen this many times in marriages where the woman like will really, you know, this is kind of a bad marriage, obviously, you know, but I'm not saying every single marriage is bad, but I mean, like, henpeck the guy, like, you used to be this, you know, just drive him insane and make him want to just, you know, explode, right? And so you can even be 3-inch against your own accomplishments, especially if you got a gold medal or if you took a company public. I've seen this many times. I've seen it with guys who were, you know, basically very insecure because their fathers were very successful, right? And so they're just insecure guys just at their fucking heart, you know? And I think that there's many ways to be an insecure guy, a 3-incher, you know? It's fucking easy to do, man. You can be, that's what I'm saying, like, it's so insidious because you can be a fucking 3-incher against yourself. If you're older and you did cool things when you're younger, you know what I mean? You can be like, oh man, I'm no good because I used to do this, you know? Or you could be like a fucking guy who always talks about, you know, something he did before, you know? Like, kind of like living in the past, you know? Like you're going to your high school reunion. Yeah, we were in the football, we won this, you know? And like you never like let it go. It's like the only thing you ever did that gives you kind of self-esteem, right? You know, that is bullshit, guys. It's such bullshit. You really don't need this. And so when you're dealing with it with other guys, you just have to, I think there is no simple thing. There's no fucking simple thing to how to be a secure guy who's comfortable with himself. And you're always going to have challenges because no matter how cool you are, in fact, the cooler you are, the cooler your friends are. And a lot of reasons why a lot of guys don't succeed, in my experience, is because they can't hang out with guys that are cooler than them, right? It's the same problem as when you can't hire a guy who's a better salesman than you or a better engineer, because it makes you feel insecure. So what I'm talking about here, about overcoming your own insecurity, is a big thing. And it's not a small thing. It's not like I can fix it in this video. And not like you can just fix it like by thinking about it, right? We're talking emotions here. Emotions are never that simple. They come back. They're not like slip, slap, bam, done, you know? Hey, I'm done, I finished this, you know, like, you know, deleting a virus on your computer or something. It ain't like that, man. It's like, it's difficult, it's complicated. And you're gonna have to deal with it over and over, and you're gonna feel like you won, and you're just gonna come back. And like I said, like, the cooler you are, and the cooler your friends are, the more that you'll have to deal with guys that are being around guys who are cooler than you. And I think this is one of my big secrets, why I have so many cool friends. I really do. I really think this is one of the biggest things, is I do not allow myself to go down that road. I just I know it's there. I know it's real. I know that I can do it. I ain't above it. And I fucking will not do it. I will not go down that road because I know it's an empty road, boys. It's so empty. Because what you end up doing is hanging out with guys who don't have any talent, who aren't cool, and like basically screwing your own life, you know, because you're choosing girls that are gonna like be impressed with something stupid instead of going for girls that want more, you know? They're looking for more, you know? And they're looking for a guy who's gonna improve himself, right? Not to sit around fucking, you know what I mean, drink himself to death, you know what I mean? They're looking for more. They're not some crack whore, right? They're fucking awesome girls, right? They're gonna be wanting to be around you. Friends too, business people too, man. All this shit boils down to your ability to be around better, stronger, cooler, smarter, richer, funnier, more attractive, whatever the hell it is, you know, more experienced, you know, like whatever it is. You know, I look at it like, man, I tell you, man, like, I can say this, that as difficult as it is to deal with these kind of things, is the benefits are so fucking huge, you guys. They're so huge you can't even imagine. Because personally, I think most guys can't deal with it. I really do. I really think that most guys cannot deal with got friends that are better than them and better at things, better at this, better at that. You know, I was watching this morning, I was watching the Wilt Chamberlain documentary. It was on YouTube. You can check it out. It's but the guy was just an animal. He was not only the tallest guy, he was like fucking, He was better at everything, man. The guy was the strongest guy. Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, that guy's like the strongest guy out there. He was bench pressing almost, well, let's see, 400 something pounds when he died at 60, when he's 63 or something. You know what I mean? That guy was an animal, and he wasn't like bulky. He was just like a fucking freak of nature, that guy. And he would block shots so high in the air, he could touch the top of the backboard at 13 feet. He would block shots so high in the air that they called it goaltending because the ball, you know what I mean? You're like, the guy was up there no matter where you shot it. He could block free throws. That's how good the guy was. You know, the second free throw, you can go for the rebound. He'd come up and block it. So guys had to go behind the line to shoot it way higher and arch it so that the guy didn't fucking block his free throw. I mean, that's brutal. Like, they considered changing the rules because of Wilt Chamberlain because he scored 100 fucking points, right? You know, and you got a choice of having friends like that or being insecure and fucking hanging out with losers, right? Like, you know, you think you can't hang out with someone like that because you can't get in touch with them? You're full of shit. There's a lot of cool guys in this world, man. There's a lot of cool companies. There's a lot of, if you hire somebody, I worked for a lot of different companies when I was younger, like either as a consultant or whatever, and I saw this in real life. A lot of business owners, why they don't succeed, I can tell you right now, it's insecurity. They do not want somebody who's like chatting up the fucking girl at the front, all the girls are laughing, the clients are all coming in, it makes him look bad. He does a sales call and the client doesn't buy, but that other guy does a sales call and he buys, right? So here you go, you got this guy who's like, he's the owner of the company, right? He should be, you know, cheering you on, right? But if you're kicking ass too much, it gets to his manhood, right? He's the man here, you know, don't make any mistake. He's the man that owns this company. You better fucking, you know, kiss his ass and you better like not be better than him. You know, I was told one time some girl gave me a fucking Rolex watch, gold Rolex watch on our second date. That was the funniest thing. She gave me a gold chain on our first date. It was so heavy, I looked like a rap star, man. I thought it was fake gold until years later. But either way, so I had this gold watch once and a Rolex and I wore it to work. And I worked at this Pioneer Electronics in Japan. And the manager came up to me and said, you know, your watch is better than the general manager, you know, so you don't wear that watch to work because, and I'm like, why not? He's like, well, because you have a better watch than him. And I couldn't understand what he's talking about because this girl gave it to me. It was just free, you know, so I was like, I like this watch. It's a good watch, you know, I'm gonna wear it, you know, to work. But then he's like, no, in Japan you can't have a better watch than the boss. And I was like, oh, I get it, you know. All of a sudden I realized, holy shit, this is not about my watch, because as far as the watch, why am I gonna wear a shitty watch when I got this nice watch, you know? Like, it keeps good time and looks good, you know? Looks good with the suit, you know? And but no, I started wearing a plastic watch, you know? And then all of a sudden everybody was nice, you know? Because I outshone the boss. Now, I don't know if the boss was a super cool guy, actually. We hung out. I don't think he was the guy that was insecure about it. I think it was like his minions that didn't like it, personally. You know, it's not always the guy who's, you know, often the guy who's cool doesn't give a fuck, right? But there's these protocols in life, right? You can't have a better car. You shouldn't have a better watch. You know, don't be a cooler guy. You know, don't make everybody laugh. Don't sell more than me. Don't improve, you know, don't make your sales calls much more successful than mine. These are the things that keep you from succeeding in life. These are what keep your company from succeeding. They keep you from succeeding. They keep losers around you. They keep good guys away. I'm telling you right now, this is why I have cool friends. I'm telling you right now. Nobody could ever put a finger on it, but I know, because if I ever allow myself, and I'm lazy, allow myself to go that direction, I immediately pay the price. I immediately fucking pay the price. There's no doubt about it. I know because I've done both, right? So I'm not telling you from above, like, hey man, you guys, I'm perfect, right? I never had a struggle with this. Nobody ever, I've never one time in my, you know, that's not true. I've had struggles. I've had things where I'm not sure, you know, where I'm like not sure about what, you know, what do I do? Like if there's somebody's like, yeah, hey, there's a nice looking dog in the park. Yeah, and there's all these wild dogs around here. And look at them, they're pretty happy, right? How you doing? Yeah, they live a good life, man. They're like MGTOW dogs, you know, dogs and cats. They just do their thing. They don't care. They got no one telling them how to live or whatever, you know. They just kind of go around and cruise around the park. I'm gonna go and feed some dogs. By the way, you guys, I found some really sick dogs over by the university, and I'm gonna go down and figure out what's wrong with them. I heard, so far, what I heard was that they got some kind of disease from some kind of bugs that bit them. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that the dogs are pretty fucked and they get all bloated and shit. They look terrible. So I'm gonna go down and help those dogs here in the near future. But right now, like I said, I'm going down to the on the river. I'll be at a nice hotel and I'll be hanging out for 9 days or whatever. But I won't be probably won't be producing as much content. We'll see, because I got somebody important in town, so I'll be hanging out with them. I may as well say my mom's in town, so I'm going to hang out with her and take her around Bangkok and have a good time. So you guys, you know, I just want you to think about this one. I want you to be honest with yourself. You have these things. We all do. We all do. You know, we all have something that we're, you know, that we wonder if we're good enough. And I'd like you to write about it if you can. If you know, like, take some notes and start to think about this, because if you can overcome it, you can be a fucking superstar. You know, it ain't about, I'm telling you, like, one of the worst things that guys do is when they're trying to make friends with a cool guy, is they try to say, I'm like you. So for example, the guys like say he's really good at something, right? Well, then they say, hey, you know, by the way, I play in a band too, you know, like, yeah, I don't want to see who the guy's name is. There was a famous guy in Tokyo, a famous, you know his name, famous musician, and then he was sitting there, and I saw somebody go up to him and pretend like he didn't know it was this guy, and he said, oh, what do you do? And he's like, as if anybody doesn't know this guy's face, and he says, oh, I play in a band. He goes, oh, me too, you know, what a coincidence, hey. Yeah. And then it was so obvious that the guy knew who he was, and he was just trying to like pretend like, hey, we're both musicians, you know. One guy's world famous since the 60s, right? And the other guy's just some fucking guy with a shitty band, right? And the thing is a guy like that, what he really wants, what he really wanted, I know this guy because I became a good friend to his, this famous guy. And what he really wanted was just another cool guy in Tokyo, so when he comes into town, he can hang out. And then, you know, somebody who knows Tokyo pretty well and can, you know, take him around, give him some advice, talk to him once in a while, you know, and just be there, right? And listen to him and just, you know, get lonely when you're on the road, right? And so, you know, the thing is, he didn't want somebody else. What I'm saying is, he didn't want somebody else who was a musician. He wanted something totally different. He wanted somebody else like a friend. Like, being a musician did not help this guy like you better or even want to be your friend, right? So the things that you have, you don't even know you have. Like, I lived in Tokyo. I was comfortable. I knew the place. I spoke Japanese. It was easy, and that was attractive for him, right? I would have never guessed that somebody this famous would find that attractive. But hey, when he's on vacation or when he's on a tour, for him that was important, right? So don't underestimate the things you have you don't even realize you have that other people find attractive, right? Just be yourself, and good things will come to pass, because you are enough. Whatever you have, you know, there's that one guy, I forget his, Sean Stephenson. I don't know how to pronounce it, maybe Stevenson. The guy who's got that bone disease and he's like a motivational speaker. I don't like motivational speakers that much, but I've been watching this guy since before he started becoming famous, and I was watching him talk, and like, I just see that this guy, he's broken his bones like 1,000 times. You know? He can't even like basically stand up, and he breaks a bone, you know, like his bones are so fragile. And the dude's like a motivational speaker kicking ass, right? And he's like 2 feet tall, right? You know what I mean? And he's got a wife and everything. He's got what he wants, right? That's what he wants. He wants a fucking wife. He wanted a hot girl, and he got a hot girl. So, you know, the thing is like, whatever you got is attractive, you know? It's like, you're fucking attractive, you guys. Don't let fucking society, I was watching this TV show and they're making fun of plumbers. Hey, don't buy it, you know? You are a fucking cool guy. You got to know that. Just the way you are, born. You're a fucking cool guy. Find out your good parts and start to build on those, right? And be honest with your bad parts, with your fucking insecurity. You know what I mean? Don't be a fucking 3-incher, you know? Don't be a fucking 3-incher. This pays off in so many ways. In your future, in your business, in your friendship, if you like have girls, sex with girls, whatever it is, it pays off. And it also pays off in the most important part, which is inside your own brain. Because your own brain is the only one that knows everything, right? Nobody else knows all your fucking secrets, but your brain knows, right? So this is the biggest benefit, is that your own fucking brain knows that you faced up to something that was very difficult. And also your brain knows that you found something about yourself which you didn't know before, and you showcased it, and it helped you succeed. These are things that give you confidence, like unbelievable confidence, right? Yeah, and that's what makes a difference in life. It's like understanding who you are and having confidence and not being insecurity and not sabotaging your fucking friendships and success. That's what being a threeincher is. You're sabotaging yourself. So when you meet some fucking guy who's insecure, dude, don't be hard on the guy. I mean, he's fucking himself more than you. Trust me on that. He's fucking his future, his business, his self in a million ways, and his love life too. He's fucking every single way, because everybody sees it. This is the last thing I'll say about this, is everybody thinks, and I've said this many times before, they think that no one knows what they're feeling, right? They'll say, oh, you know, I was really angry at that guy, but he didn't know. I didn't let him know. I'm telling you right now, that guy knew. Everybody knows what you feel. Everybody, probably your fucking neighbors know what you feel. They just look at you, they know. People look at you, they know how you feel. It shows all over your face in a million ways. Humans can see 100,000 subtle distinctions in emotion. And that's how we survived all these years. That's how we survived that's how we survived hunting in the jungle and all that, knowing if somebody was either friend or foe, gonna kill us or just or wanted to make love, right? In the middle of the night, see that face, 100,000 different things. You could subtly tell what the fuck's going on with that person. Is he dangerous? Am I safe? What should I do? You know, that you have that built into you, right? So use that and trust that. All right, guys, don't be a threeincher. Ronin Man signing off. Gonna have a fucking great time. Somebody said don't film near traffic, so I'm gonna go and I'll be filming on the river, which is fucking awesome. So have a good one. Thanks for listening.